Hey everybody, I am Kailaria, she, her pronouns, and I am going to be showing off for you the Symphony of the Mask DLC for Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer, featuring The Legend of Zelda. On my virtual couch are FlannelVIolin.
Hello, I'm FlannelVIolin, she, her pronouns. I do racing and commentary for Cadence of Hyrule and the Crypt of the Necrodancer racing leagues, and I do not have a previous world record in either game.
And Lucoa.
Hi, I'm Lucoa, she, her pronouns. I also have done quite a bit of commentary for the Crypt of the Necrodancer community, primarily in the Condor Racing League. I do have a previous world record in this video game from when the game first came out. I had it for about 45 minutes.
So just a little bit about Cadence of Hyrule, and particularly the Symphony of the Mask DLC. Thank you once again to Frame Fatales for letting me be able to show this off, but this time with a brand new story that came out in effectively October. So for Symphony of the Mask, we're going to be playing as Skull Kid, and we start off in future Hyrule. No present day Hyrule, and none of the original instruments or dungeons that you may be familiar with from my previous run. We'll be able to swap masks on the fly, and we'll start off with the Deku mask, because we start off in Deku Village. Have to collect a number of things, and then we'll be on our way out in order to actually go dungeon delving. So with that little bit of preamble said, what is the seed that we are going to be running?
So our winning name is Malala.
Sounds good. Malala. All right. We are not doing fixed beat mode, double time, permadeath, or mystery mode. It is just the standard, gotta move to the beat at regular pacing. So, if we're all ready, let's go in 3, 2, 1. So to start off, we need to go ahead and grab the loot, which is just right here in this game. And then we need to hit this Deku Sheikah Stone.
Yep.
Get these pedal trimmers, go ahead and grab this bomb. And then go up to visit the Deku tree, except we're not going to bother actually talking to him. We're just going to go into Deku Hollow.
We get to kind of see him, and that's about it.
Yeah. So this is where we're going to pick up our second mask of the run. Right now, we have the...
Good key first.
Yes, it's a very important. So we're looking for at least 2 keys in this run. The more the merrier. It means we can open chests, but at the bare minimum, we do need at least 2 keys. And these are all future Hyrule enemies. If you played the original game, you will recognize this cute little mushroom, but this mushroom does a 5x5 AoE instead of the normal just 3x3 AoE.
And the corners taken out.
And you'll also see enemies with masks, so you have to get rid of their mask before you can actually start hitting them. And so what we're looking for right now is, since we have a key, we're looking for the boss room, and we will be picking up the skull mask after this fight. So the skull mask is a mask we'll pick up and then never use, and the reason for this is because the skull mask, as you use it, it has a chance to get a 1-hit KO on any enemy, and it has a special ability that is a 2-tile impale attack. And if you kill an enemy with either the impale attack or the 1-hit KO, Skull Ganon gets the spoilers. The enemy at the end of the game gets more health. And so to make the end game fight easier, we will not be using the skull mask, which is arguably the most powerful mask in the game.
Making our way up to Frozen River. I actually used that Shrine of Peace in order to get rid of my build. because I did not want that Rain of Blasting for bomb skip coming up.
So do you want to talk about the bleep bloops, Lucoa?
Yes, so the bleep bloops, as we affectionately call them, so because of the way the game runs, we can basically pause and unpause while we are actually keeping the beat, so we technically don't lose any time when we do that. It gives us an opportunity to peek at the map. You can also do some menuing while you're doing the bleep bloops, so it can save you a ton of time.
So what happened there is we tried to do a bomb skip, and so like all ice puzzles, we're just going to actually take the L there. But what happened there was we tried to use a bomb skip onto the ice puzzle, but we slid right into an ice wizard who froze us and pushed us right back into the river. But now we're in the frozen grotto.
That happened during practice, I think.
Yeah, it did. And so the frozen grotto is where we're going to pick up the Zora mask. The Zora mask isn't technically necessary for this run, but it's great for marathon safety as it gives us the rapier and an elemental ice attack, which will help us out later in the run.
And the rapier is one of the move attack weapons in this game, so moving while attacking is really, really handy. Saves a lot of time.
It does. And so it saves enough time that it's worth it to go pick it up. We say marathon safety, but what we mean is it saves 30 seconds in this run. And it also happens to be safer. So it's actually legitimately faster to take the time to go pick up the rapier than it is to not, because it's that much faster of a weapon. The other thing the Zora mask...
Resetting this dungeon.
Yeah, it looked a little unhealthy for you. The other thing that the Zora mask gives us is the ability to swim in water, which will make some of the puzzles in the Temple of Storms trivial.
Brainstorms.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Temple of Brainstorms, as we will find out later, hopefully not to the degree we had in one of the practice runs, is the main reason why this estimate is as long as it is. It can cause a lot of time loss.
Those shovels are too expensive.
And so
Resetting again.
there are a number of masks that we can get in this game, and so the Symphony of the Mask DLC is much, much bigger than what we're showing you today, so I would encourage everyone to go pick it up. After donating to the Malala Fund, of course.
One of the major disadvantages of having to do all these deaths is, I think do we still need a key? Are we still down a key?
Yeah,
Yep,
Yeah.
we're grabbing the key here.
Yep.
Nice.
And so the typical layout of a dungeon in this game is it'll have a challenge room like the one Kailaria is in right now that'll drop a key in a red chest. And then after picking up that key, you go to the boss room and you will fight a mini boss, which will drop the item you need. In this case, it will be the Zora mask. After we're done with this dungeon, we will be going back to the overworld, which will, and we'll be looking for the Temple of Brainstorms, which is, of course, if many of you have noticed, is a pun on the original Temple of Storms. And so we'll
Brace
be going
Yourself Games loves their puns.
Yes, they really do. When we see a
There we
shop,
go.
we'll introduce you to Freddy Merchantry.
Freddy Merchantry.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister. It's very good. And so the way the masks work in this game is the mask you are wearing determines your weapon. And so right now we have all the masks we're going to use in this game, and we have the Deku mask, which is the one we spawn with, and that one is an attack just the tile in front of you, and it has a special ability where you duck under the ground, and when you pop back up, you shoot his Deku spit, kind of like Eves if you've played the game before. And there is also, we've talked about the Skull Mask and the special ability that if you use it gives Ganon more health. And now we have the Zora Mask, and its attack is the move attack that Lucoa talked about. It does 1 damage to the tile in front of you, and then on your lunge attack, it does 2 damage. So if you're 2 tiles away from an enemy, it'll do 2 damages to them.
Specifically, the lunge adds 1 point of damage to
Yes.
the attack. For our purposes, it doubles it, but in the regular game, it's slightly more useful.
Yes.
With more powerful weapons, but it's not quite the same as it is in Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Yes.
Something
And
also, if I could real quick. Something else that came out with version 1.2, or no, sorry, 1.3 effectively, was a bunch of new soundtracks. So a bunch of the original collaborators for the alternate soundtracks for Crypt of the Necrodancer actually released their own renditions of the soundtrack as well. And right now, for future Hyrule, you're actually listening to a Rivals version. But up here at Death Mountain, you'll be hearing Chipsels.
and so on Death Mountain, you'll see one of the worst enemies in the game, the Phasing Zol, which is that little slime friend there that we used a bomb on. The Phasing Zol is the only enemy that can hit us when we are a Deku Shrub. And so while we're hiding under the ground, we are invulnerable to every single enemy except that Phasing Zol, which means dealing with the Phasing Zols, especially in the final fight, will be very, very annoying. And so we'll be on the lookout. They're hard to see. They are just an outline with a transparency. But here we are in the Temple of Brainstorms.
We made it. We made it to the Temple of Brainstorms.
It's a puzzle dungeon. And oh boy.
No.
Oh dear. These puzzles are
let's check the
procedurally
other
generated,
directions.
if I recall correctly.
Yes.
There's a wide
the puzzles are
variety of
procedurally generated.
them. This is a flawless room, I believe. Just we have to finish that room without taking any damage. Or are we allowed to drop a beat? Probably not.
No.
No.
So in the Brainstorm, the Temple of Brainstorms, there's a number of different puzzles. The flawless puzzle, so we can't take damage and or drop a beat. And there's the boulder puzzles, like the ones we've just noped out on, where we have to push boulders and...
I don't see any boulders. I only see orbs. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true. And so we have this boulder puzzle here where we're gonna let Kailaria do this. So some of the other puzzles that we can see in the Temple of Brainstorms is there is an ice puzzle where we have to squash some enemies, but like they're spaced throughout the room in ice and they're hard to find. There is the flawless puzzle, which we saw already, and I'm blanking on some other ones, Lucoa.
Let's see. There's
Shoes.
there's
You're getting
a
lucky with these
timed
drops.
flawless puzzle. There's a variety of puzzles that I think they have solutions for specific not weapons, but items.
Yes.
Let's see. We had a bunch of notes. Let's see.
Oh, there's
types of
this
puzzles:
puzzle
boulder,
where we
flawless,
have
quick
to,
kill, the wire.
The wire puzzle, where we have
puzzles.
to get the enemies to stand on these little conduits, and we will, and they don't have to be murdered on that one spot, but they do have to take damage on that one spot, and then the doors will open. The junction, thank you.
Specifically, I think we have to damage them while... we basically have to deal electric damage to them, and you normally do that when you are standing on that wire.
Yes.
You can also do it with a scroll. There's a scroll of electricity that just gives you an electric effect for a certain number of beats, I believe. And that would also technically work, but those are going to be RNG. One of the other reasons why this game has a large... The estimate is much larger than Kailaria is capable of beating this game, but it's also basically completely RNG, so it can be a bit of a pain.
Yeah. And so what we're actually looking for in the Temple of Brainstorms is a unpowered synth. And after we get the unpowered synth, we are looking for these boss locked. We are looking for locked doors, and there are items that we can pick up throughout the Temple of Brainstorms that we put on our ABXY hotbar. You can see it in the top right corner of Kailaria's screen. Things like the power gloves, the boomerangs. Oh, this is the ice puzzle I was talking about earlier. But the power gloves, the boomerang, the bow, and so items like this. There are puzzles specifically throughout the entire Temple of Brainstorms that are meant to be solved with some of these items. However, if we have bombs and hover boots, we can get past almost all of them. And so ideally...
Oh, that's blue.
Kailaria is looking at the map to determine what type of chest is spawning in the rooms, so that can also help reduce the amount of the amount of hassle we have to go through. And this is pretty big. Being able to see this entire map layout is very, very important.
We can plan out our route.
I don't think we got this during practice at all.
I don't think so.
We got a compass. And so
we got a compass.
The puzzle you just saw was the timed kill mode, where she had to kill all 3 of those enemies within 4 beats of each other. So there's a lot of planning and like maneuvering of those enemies around. And so
Okay.
right now we're looking at there are 3 floors and a boss fight. And as you saw there was a bomb skip there. We took some damage specifically to not be pushed off into the abyss there. We are going to... so these enemies rotate on the beat. There we go. The pots in this dungeon only ever drop arrows and stamina. So if you are wondering why she's not breaking pots for health, that is why. Only rupees. Sorry. And this is a little bit more trickier timed kill fight than we saw before, because they actually have more than 1 health, and you can only attack them from certain sides, but we get that really easily. Diamonds are really important in this run. There we go. We have the Goron shot, but diamonds are really important. We might see Kailaria take a purposeful death. The death screen in this game is a shop with diamonds, where the currency is diamonds. And so that's why we could pick up the Zora mask, so we can go swimming, by the way. But the shop with diamonds always has 2 health upgrades in it, so which are full heals and also give you another heart container.
The final boss fight can be a bit of a cluster. So it's really nice to have a bunch of extra health that you normally wouldn't get. 3 health is very spicy in this video.
This is one of those ABXY rooms.
So it has an item. When you say that it has an item in it, or you have to use an item normally.
The intended way to solve it uses an ABXY item. Yes.
Good.
Those are specifically like in the puzzle mode, more so geared towards. They usually give weapons and stuff.
So we're going to use our bombs here to make this puzzle a bit easier, which is why bombs are so important, and it's actually really nice that the Goron shop is so easily accessible. We can get a re-up on that. And we're just going to finish that off and get our rupees. We're probably going to find Freddy relatively soon. And this is another wire puzzle with these
ropes.
Yeah, ropes. That's the name of these. It's been a long time since I've had to worry about the name of these snake enemies.
I was just gonna call them friends again.
Well, that's not all. That is marginally true at best most of the time. We found the unpowered synth.
All right, and so now what we're looking for is a locked boss room. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now that we have the synth, it's hypothetically more straightforward, right? Don't forget to buy stuff at the shop, by the way.
Those are
Are we killing Freddy?
Yeah, we're killing Freddy.
So this is Freddy Merchantry.
We talked about him earlier.
Yeah.
He is a really, really, really powerful dude. He will
Yeah.
ruin your day. He has a lot of health. He moves diagonally, unlike most enemies. He does not appreciate being blown up. But
Yes.
now we have the coupon. I think the plan is to use this coupon immediately at the Goron shop or something.
Or not, maybe, but
no,
definitely
I'm gonna be
before.
actually saving it
Okay.
for after.
So
Okay.
Looking
So-
for the boss room, I believe.
I found the boss room. I'm just trying to figure out which one I want to enter from. I want to enter from this area. I don't have bombs though, so we're gonna go back up here. Switch back over to Zora Mask, so I can actually swim.
very important. And so the bomb bat, we have the.
I don't really want to get the bomb back, but I haven't gotten too many things, so maybe this will be fine. I'll get it in the end.
So having the bomb bag is really nice because eventually in the Gerudo Arena, having extra bombs is very helpful. But we'll talk about that then.
Yes.
But
That's a whole other kettle of fish.
But right now we're going to use some bomb skips to get past these crates. If we had the power glove, we would just throw them out of our way, but we're speedrunners and we don't want the power glove.
Not from this angle, though.
I would like the power glove.
Yeah,
That
the
sounds
power
pretty
glove would be
convenient,
nice.
right? Especially right now.
Yeah.
No keys. I guess I gotta do wires.
Wires it is. Oh, good.
Mummies are
so
so
these
slow.
these mummies, whose name I can never remember, they have their own special Zelda name because of course they do. They are one of the slowest enemies in the game.
Torch of Wisdom will allow us to see inside of chests without opening them.
Yeah, it's extra convenient. That
Yes,
was
there we
one of
go.
the seers or something. I forget. The fortune tellers, rather. I think they would allow us to purchase the ability to know where the unpowered synth is. I think.
There we go.
And so what you saw there, so that was a room that we're supposed to have the power glove in, but because we have bombs and hover boots, we can bomb ourselves to get a free beat of movement and take some damage, and then using the 2 beats of hovers, get over onto the ledge. And right now what we're doing is what we talked about before. We're going to use some bombs to kill ourselves and pick up those 2 extra heart containers that spawn in this final shop, this death screen shop. And we're onto the Synth Rova fight.
Yep, the Synth Rova fight, based on the Twin Rova boss fight, at least thematically, from Ocarina of Time. Mechanically, it seems to be very heavily influenced by the Conductor boss fight from the Crypt of the Necrodancer DLC. In that it has a bunch of these electric wires. And the basic idea is very similar to that. If you have played that before, the idea is in this case we need to deal with the wires as we have been dealing with them before. As you can see, they kind of cycle through. Apparently, each wire has its own unique set of attacks it can do. Or rather, the boss will do the attacks when the specific wires are active, and they're quite varied, and they are all a big pain. This boss fight also there's a non-zero chance that this boss fight can crash the game. So we don't.
Yes,
So we're gonna try and avoid that.
Earlier, it did.
Oh no!
Oh, you did. It happened earlier. Oh my goodness.
This wire right here.
Oh dear.
But that won't happen this
hopefully
time.
That won't happen.
Everybody, really quick, 1 clap. No,
One
it's not
clap.
gonna. No, it won't crash anymore.
Yeah, in honor of
Spooty Biscuit.
Spooty Biscuit.
There are a lot of good things happening. I would like to point out that this is Symphony of the Mask, which means it's a great time for this to be shown off, considering how we're all wearing masks in public. So a lot, not just marathon safety, but health safety as well.
Health safety. Oh.
Yeah.
One
Kitty,
last
no.
fire.
Kitty, no.
And so we just have this one last.
There we
we
go.
go. And
Nice.
And we got the bomb bag.
And it didn't crash.
Nice. And we got the bomb bag. Will that stack with the bomb bag you already have, or were you hoping for something else there?
It removes the one that I picked up within the dungeon, and anything that I've picked up in that dungeon becomes an offering for
Leaving with it.
leaving it. Yeah.
And so right now,
I think we
go
might
ahead.
have forgotten to mention that that we lost all of our equipment when we went into that dungeon.
I don't think we had a lot.
But when we finally finish it, we get everything that we had back. At least all the like regular items, anything that we might have picked up. Correct?
Yeah.
And so now we are in Gerudo Arena, which is 5 floors and a boss fight. And so what we are doing right now is that we just have to clear 5 floors of enemies, of constantly spawning enemies, and just keep going down. And this is the reason why picking up the Zora mask is is so important. Because doing this with the skull mask would be safe, but also would give the final boss more health. And doing this with the Deku mask would make it so slow. And so we pick up the mask that allows us to have the rapier, and we move on. So a couple things to watch out for here are using bombs to clear enemies that are annoying. So that enemy should just use the bomb chew on. You can only damage it from behind unless you bomb it. And then you will also see some bat enemies that will explode into 4 bats unless we bomb them. And so what we'll be seeing Kailaria do is using bombs to make her life easier.
Unfortunately, we can't do that with everything because the boss also needs bombs.
Glass slippers are so nice.
Ooh, the glass slippers add 1 point of damage, so this is pretty significant. They break if we take any damage, though, so it's a bit of a risk reward. Is this the 3rd floor, I think?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is where we will see the jousting dark net.
Iron Knuckle.
Iron Knuckle.
Man.
I knew it.
Nice.
I was trying to think through it.
Ring of Blasting is so good.
And you know, that actually might sound very odd coming from even me, but in this particular dungeon, that's actually a very good ring to have because we don't have to do any bomb skips. So.
The Ring of Blasting makes you immune to explosions.
It also, and the reason it's not great for speedrunning and other runs is because when you place a bomb with the Ring of Blasting, the bomb explodes immediately.
I lost it anyway.
And so if the bomb explodes, you can't use it to skip beats. If it explodes on the beat you place it. And so generally speedrunners do not pick up the Ring of Blasting. However, in this, we don't have to do any more bomb skips for the rest of the run.
Yeah, it's very convenient. Do you think, is this a good time for donations, I think?
Yeah.
Awesome. We have a lot of love coming in for Kailaria. And we have a $50 donation from Condor staff. Best of luck on your Cadence of Hyrule run. Thank you, FlannelVIolin and Lucoa, for representing our community on the Fleet Fatale stage and supporting such a great cause. From, let's see if I can say all these names right. Lexus, Otto, Cancel, Elad, Koopy, and Tang. Condor.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Condor community. Yeah, Condor is the Cryptid Necrodancer Online Racing League.
And there's a Cadence of Hyrule online organized tournaments, something like
It's Kahoot, right?
Yeah. Cadence of Hyrule online organized.
The acronym is Kahoot. That's all I know.
It's called a backronym in this case, I'm pretty sure. I think we, while we're finishing up this last floor, we have time for a couple more donations, maybe 2.
Awesome. And we
probably, yeah.
also have a $100 donation from
Ooh.
FlannelVIolin.
Oh, nice. Is this the one you did earlier, trying to influence the game?
I did get the seed.
I'm so hyped for this Symphony of the Mask DLC Cadence of Hyrule Crypt of the Necrodancer featuring The Legend of Zelda run by Kailaria, trans woman extraordinaire. Thanks for so much for putting me on your couch. And we also have a $50 donation from Squiga. I'm ready to go
Squiga.
to see Kailaria dance quickly through this awesome game. Good luck and work those glutes.
All right. Here we have King DeBongo.
King DeBongo.
King DeBongo takes damage from bombs.
Nice RNG.
It's if you've ever seen a Dodongo fight before, this is similar, except that
Really
there's
good.
a large amount of RNG here. It's the spins, right? He
Yeah, the
can
spins
basically
are
decide to
randomly
spin
determined.
any time, and any number of
It's not
times
any
or
time,
something,
but
right?
Any
It's
direction.
ridiculous.
Any of the four
Any
color
direction.
Any direction is the main thing.
Okay.
And so what you'll see us doing is we will try to anticipate where it's going to spin for getting extra, and to anticipate where to put the bomb. And so if we guess the wrong way, then we have to go 4 or 5 beats back to its head, and by that time it's probably stopped breathing in. And so it's really important. The spins and where it turns are very important. And so there we guessed correctly. And as you can see, the Ring of Blasting, which, do you have it still? I can't tell.
I think it's the health regen ring right now.
Okay.
Nope, it's blasting still.
Oh, it is
Okay.
blasting. Okay.
So you'll see-
It's hard
And
to
here we
see,
go,
unfortunately.
final hit.
There we go.
Nice.
And we have the bongos.
And so now we
One thing
get
that we
to.
didn't
Go ahead.
One thing we didn't mention about that fight is there's that, if you didn't notice, there's that double time section when he's doing the massive bongo slam.
Yeah. And so now we are headed into the temple, and we're going to go back to the Skull Ganon fight. It's just right here. We're going to say hi to Octavo, bye Octavo,
Yep,
and
we are almost done. We're gonna fight Skull Ganon.
as a reminder, we did not use the Skull Mask at any point, so Ganon does not have any extra health.
So if I recall correctly, I don't know if you can do this with the with the blasting ring, but
No, you can. It's It actually makes it slightly easier.
nice.
You don't have to time it as bad.
Yeah. No, but basically, there's a convoluted set of inputs that we can do that lets us deal double damage to Ganon. So we want to do that whenever possible. The last bit here, we have to exist on the on these Triforce pieces here,
Yeah.
one at a time.
And as you can see,
Last
there
Triforce piece is time.
and there is a phasing
Once that
Zol
beam comes
here
down.
who can push us off of the Triforce when we're in our Deku. Yeah, you see, we just got hit by one.
No, but we can just
time.
tank it. Nice, good job.
Good job, everybody. One clap at home.
One clap.
29:35
Nice.
in game. Nice.
Good job.
Good job.
I'll take it.
It's not a PB like you got in practice, but it'll do, I think.
Yeah, my PB is 25, just over 25 minutes. And I wasn't doing it seated anyway, so that's my first seated Skull Kid run. But yeah, so that was Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer, featuring The Legend of Zelda, Symphony of the Mask DLC. Thankfully, we didn't have too bad of a boulder puzzle at the start of the puzzle dungeon, Temple of Brainstorms. And actually, some of the fastest times do actually just skip Zora because it effectively saves 30 seconds. But yeah, thank you very much again to the Condor community for hosting so many great Necrodancer events. Thank you to my couch, Flannel, for joining me, and Lucoa as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess one other shout out is it's sort of a work in progress. I've been trying to update our Cadence of Hyrule bingo generator to version 1.4. So if you join the Condor community, you can find us at, I think maybe some people have already shared some links to the Condor community.
Probably.
And any other shout-outs from you, Flannel or Luca?
I'm good.
Just the Condor community. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys should come join us.
Yep, check it out. Elad Difficult is usually where those get streamed. So those are
Shout outs to
really
Eli
fun
Difficult,
events.
a GDQ tradition.
I mean, you can't not do that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Kailaria.
Thank you so much, Kailaria, for that awesome run of Cadence of Hyrule. Coming up next, we have our rhythm block. And don't forget, we have an incentive for our runners to showcase a song together. If you'd like to see that, make sure to get some donations in. We have a $25 donation from Yiggy's. Glad to donate to a cause that supports girls and women around the world. Good luck to all the runners. And we have a $25 donation from Lily. Watching with my daughter who was born during SGDQ 2019. So much love to all the runners, commentators, and everyone who put this together. Thank you for showing her you can do cool stuff and make a difference. And we are going to go to a quick break for some Twitch ads. We'll be right back. Thanks for sticking around. Up next, we have our rhythm block featuring some awesome runners. Remember, if you want to see them co-op perform a song to get your donations in for that incentive. We have a $50 donation from RWF. Great work, Women Run Initiative. We're going to be back with a quick word from Malala Fund. We'll be right back.
No quiero llegar a los 18 o no quiero llegar a los 18 o a los 20 a ver qué voy a estudiar y apenas a pensar, porque ya a mí sí como que me preocupo mucho de qué voy a hacer en el futuro. Quiero como aprovechar mi vida y dar lo máximo.
This is a video series in which girls from countries around the world are sharing their stories and telling what matters to them.
Hi everyone.
أنا اسمي هدير.
Hi friend, मेरा नाम आकांक्षा है.
This is Roll Call.
Hola, soy Regina, tengo 13 años, vivo en Pachuca de Soto, Hidalgo, México. Ahorita son las 7 y estoy desayunando, ya que tengo que salir de la casa de mis abuelos, donde estoy viviendo, para llegar temprano a la escuela. Mi abuelo es el que me transporta y me recoge todos los días a mi escuela. Entonces, sí, como que siempre estoy con mis abuelos y eso me gusta mucho. Entonces, salud, abuelo.
Hola.
Estamos llegando a mi escuela.
Ella es Fanny, Mari, Ana, Vale, Oli.
A mí me gusta mucho biología porque te das cuenta de cuántas cosas no sabíamos de la naturaleza y te das cuenta que el mundo tiene sorpresas tan maravillosas.
We are working on a PSA, that is Public Service Announcement.
It's about environmental equality, our topic.
Yes. We are making like conscious with the people to act.
Hace 5 años estaba verde, olía fresco, olía a naturaleza. Querías abrazar los árboles porque olía muchísimo a pasto verde. La verdad sí me da mucha tristeza ver ahora que ya no es lo mismo. Mis amigas me han apoyado mucho en la idea de ser actriz porque yo quiero ser actriz. Aunque me llamó mucho la atención cómo es que las personas se ponen en ese papel, se reencarnan al personaje. Muchas veces mis amigas y yo tratamos de hacer así como telenovelas, escenas de telenovelas así como de ¡ay, mijito, ¿por qué haces esto? Bueno, en mi escuela hay talleres deportivos y culturales y yo estoy en un taller deportivo que es el básquetbol. La mayoría de mis amigas juega básquetbol. Hemos encontrado el deporte que nos apasiona. Está mucho en educación física, jugar juntas y divertirnos.
Hola, es domingo, estoy aquí con mi familia.
Sí, entonces dice.
Todos los domingos hacemos una comida. Estos niños están jugando con el iPad.
Pues cuando yo iba a cumplir 4 años, mi papá falleció en un accidente de auto. Sí, tengo algunos recuerdos así, muy leves así, pero yo no lo recuerdo tanto, pues la verdad estaba muy chiquita. Lo que sí me dicen es que me parezco mucho a él. Mi mamá y yo platicamos mucho de la muerte, cómo es que la muerte es tan natural y tan presente en nuestras vidas. La gente se va, ¿por qué no apreciar el momento con el que estás con esa persona? Porque pues no sabes qué pasará, ¿no?
Oye, Sammy, ¿cómo se llama el
Yo lo que les recomiendo es que aprovechen el momento con el que están con esas personas, porque pues nunca se sabe, ¿no? Creo que eso es todo y espero que les haya gustado mucho compartir este momento.
I hope that these stories would have inspired you and that you would share it with your friends as well. And please do not forget to subscribe to our channel.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. We are getting very close to $50,000 raised for Malala Fund. Let's see if we can try to get to that tonight. Can we do it, chat? We have a $25 donations from let's see if I can pronounce this, Kanyenet. Hey friends, thanks for everyone participating. Hope you all have a great time. And thank you so much to our anonymous donors. We see you, we love you. We have a $50 donation from Anonymous and a $25 donation from Anonymous. Thank you so much. Remember, if you haven't gotten one of the awesome shirts from the Yeti is donating $5 per Fleet Fatale shirt sold to Malala Fund. You can find the shirts at theyeti.com. We have a $10 donation from Jen the Bug. I'm so excited to see the rhythm block and just as excited to donate to Malala Fund. Every girl deserves an education. In honor of girls and women working together, this goes to the co-op song during the rhythm block. We do have that incentive to have our runners perform a song together. If you would like to see our runners perform a showcase, a song together, make sure to get donations in for that incentive. I think we are currently at $722 out of $3,000. But I believe in you, chat. We can get that donation incentive met. We have a $100 donation from Devin Steven. Thank you so much for that donation. We really appreciate it. Remember that all of your donations during Fleet Fatales are going towards Malala Fund. Malala Fund is working for a world where all girls can learn and lead. Malala Fund advocates for resources and policy changes needed to give all girls a secondary education, invests in local education leaders, and amplifies the voices of girls fighting for change. We have a $200 donation from Sanjin. It just says, smile. Can we get some smiles in chat? We have a $25 donation from Brian. No comment, but thank you so much for your donation. Every bit counts. We have a $50 donation from Reverend Gumby. Thank you so much for your donation. We have a $20 donation from Daver Boy. No comment, but we still appreciate you. We're coming up next, we do have our rhythm block. So here's some love for our rhythm block runners. We have a $57.30 donation from Typo Box. Huge shout out to my wife, Sorry Anna, as she makes whoosh sounds for a great cause. I'm so proud of you for doing this, and I know your showcase is going to be amazing. Good luck, and I love you. Donation is for the awesome co-op song incentive. So if you want to see our rhythm block performers showcase a song together, make sure to get donations in. Thank you again to all of our wonderful anonymous donors. We love you, Anonymous. We have a $100 anonymous donation and a $40 anonymous donation. No comment, but thank you, Anonymous. We have a $100 donation from players A and B. Thank you so much for your donation. Remember that Fleet Fatales and other hotfix events and shows are brought to you by viewers like you. Your subscriptions and bits help keep the channel running for these fun events, including shows like Fleet Fatales, Random Number Generation, Time Capsule, Mercy Kill, Runners Wanted, Tina's RPG Show, I Guess, and more. Thank you everyone for your subs and bits helping the channel run for these awesome events. I have a $50 donation from Bobo Luck. Thank you for your donation. We are currently at $48,993.53 donated to the Malala Fund. We have just, $7 left till we get to $49,000. And that's just over $1,000 till we hit 50,000. Let's see if we can hit that 50,000 tonight, chat. We have a $100 donation from players A and B. Let's see some co-op rhythm gaming. That sounds sweet. Great job by all the runners. Thanks for helping such an awesome cause. We have a $57.30 donation from Dot Face, showing love from the Beatmania side of the rhythm gaming community, passing on love to the three wonderful ladies about to showcase some awesome content. Passing on extra love to Sari Anasaurus and her fantastic husband, Typo Box. Love you both very much. We have a $50 donation from Tyrion Greyjoy. Thank you so much for your donation. No comment, but we still love you. Remember, we have up next our Rhythm Block Showcase. We're almost ready, getting set up for that. We have an incentive. We made that incentive, which I know we can chat. We will get our runners to showcase a song together. Remember, every donation can help us get towards that incentive and getting closer to $50,000. So thank you so much for all of your donations so far. A $100 donation from Air Hattikin. No comment, but thank you so much for your donation. Remember, we do have some awesome prizes you can be entered to win during this Fleet Fatales event. I like that DKC Kong pin. And the awesome grand finale prize. Make sure if you want to be entered in to win some of these awesome prizes, especially that Alexandrite Triforce, you get some donations in. We are almost 1/3 of the way there for our co-op song incentive during the rhythm block. We are almost at $1,000 out of the $3,000 for that incentive. So come on, chat. We have a $35 donation from Bongo Bear. It says, girl power. We have a $100 donation from The Veg. It says, thank you all for doing this. And thank you for donating. We have a $25 donation from one LPHD.